Hey, everyone. All right. Man, we are ready. And when I say ready, we are ready to get this show on the road. So, we got a lot to talk about. All right. First things first. Let's cut down the music just a little bit. Restream. Oh, Restream does have epic music. Nice. Okay. So, we're going to go over all abilities as that was requested from a few players. We're going to get this on YouTube. So, let's start from the beginning. Here we have Cryptofights. We are going to log out. We're going to tap yes. We are going to exit Cryptofights. We are going to show you how to get it off the Play Store. So, new player, you want to play Cryptofights? Let's do it. All right, Cryptofights. First thing you have to do is you have to find Cryptofights here by Fix Gaming. Now, when you come to it, you can go ahead and uninstall. That's fine. You're gonna go ahead. You're going to pull up Cryptofights by Fix Gaming. 10,000 plus downloads. It'll look just like this. You can do this on emulator. You can do this on iOS, Android. We're gonna hit install. Now, we'll wait until it installs. It could take a few minutes. Just depends on your internet speed. Don't rush it. Don't rush great things. Yeah, we got some nice coffee. All right. Now, while we wait on that, let us go ahead and go to phase 2 of what you need to do to play Cryptofights. So while we wait for that, let's go to part 2. Part 2, the Fix Gateway. Okay, you're going to need to come to the Fix Gateway, and that is fixgateway.com. As you see it there on the screen, fixgateway.com, just like that. Now, you're going to want to make an account here. You need an account at the Fix Gateway, as well as a Cryptofights account. You need both. So, let's get started. Let's sign up. Let's put in what your email address is, your password, or you can do Google login. So you have both there. Continue with Google, password, your email address. Both will get you in. Bear with me while I get logged into mine. Once you're registered, go ahead, get logged in, and I'm going to pick up from there. Let's jump back over to BlueStacks. Okay. That'll give me time to get logged into the gateway. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. I use Google login for the Fix Gateway. It's going to be a very important source for you to get used to. Now, we're not going to hit play yet because what I want to do is, actually, yeah, we'll go ahead. So now you've got a gateway account created, and now you have the game downloaded. So what in the world do we do now? Well, it's pretty simple. What we're going to do is we're going to hit play. Now, I've already created an account. You'll press allow because games do have to have access to your storage. Now, I've already created an account. I won't be creating a new one. I'm just going to kind of point you on how to do that. So when you first load up Cryptofights, you're going to come here and you're going to hit create an account. Now, if you had an account in Cryptofights 1, that will not work in Cryptofights Ascension. The games are different. They did not carry over. So let's go ahead. You can pick Google as your login, or you can just straight up make an email and password. Now, it is very important to understand when you create an email and password here, it is different from your email and password on the gateway. They are two separate logins. Whether you chose Google, whether you chose an email and password, you have to do the same when you log into the game, and you have to do the same for what you chose when you log into the gateway. So realistically, the easiest way to handle this is just to log in with Google, but you may not want to do that. So with that said, bear with me just one moment whilst I log in. We'll put this on pre-broadcast. If it switches. Okay. All right, bear with me just a second. We're going to get logged in. Actually, you know what? I'll create a new account with you guys. Let's do that. New account time. Okay. I'm doing Google sign in as well, yes. Okay. Continue. All right. We're back. That's weird. My game's not showing. How about now? Alright, let me jump on Twitter and see if it's on there. That's weird. Yeah, it's on there. Okay, so it's just not showing in Restream. Okay, so we're going to create a username. So when you get your account registered, it's going to ask you to create a username. Now, for this one, we're just going to go straight up GM Peter Parker. This might already be taken, but hopefully not. Yeah. Okay, so GM Peter Parker 1. Fantastic. Okay. We've created a gateway account. We have created a game account. Now, the most important thing that we're going to have to do here is we're going to have to connect these accounts. And that will be its own process. I'm going to share that on how to do that. So bear with me just a moment. All right. Replace screen. We're going to go to the Fix Gateway. And there she is. Okay. So now you've logged into your Fix Gateway account. Fantastic. Let's get our game connected to our gateway so we can start trading, buying, selling, all those wonderful things that our CEO Adam has enabled for us to do. Yeah, we do have different games here. You will be able to connect them, and you will be able to use the currency here to transfer. So let's connect our game. Boom. Now, here we are again. Like I had said before, this is going to be the login for the game that you created on the application. If you use Google, click Google. If you used a username and password, click Use Existing Username and Password. You will then hit Sign In once you're done. And if you did Google, it'll automatically connect you. So as you can see here, we have signed in. We are connected to the game. Now, everything we do in the vault within the Fix Gateway is going to reflect within the game. Now, this means buying, selling NFTs. We come here to the market. We go to Cryptofights Ascension. Now, as you can immediately see, Matic is what we are using for current market. Buying things on the market, we would use Matic. So let's say you want to buy something. You're going to need to click your wallet up here. You're going to need to select what you want to use. We want to use MetaMask because MetaMask is easy and allows us to use Polygon. That's going to pop up and it's going to ask you for your password once you've logged in. And now you can see that I'm connected to MetaMask. I can buy and sell. Fireburst Club, Fireburst Greatsword. Okay. We want to buy that. Boom. It's going to pop up. It's going to confirm the transaction and you're going to press confirm. This is going to send this NFT to our vault, which means that when we restart the game, we will be able to see that within the game. Now we hit vault and our greatsword is going to be in our vault. Holy moly, we got a lot of NFTs in here, huh? Okay. We got a Fireburst Greatsword. There it is. I had 7 of them apparently. Anyway, so looking in your vault, you're going to be able to see all your NFTs. We have 453 items in our vault. This is everything that's in my game account. Now, you can export it. Up here at the top right, hit transfer. You can change it. Hand cash, Cryptofights, Polygon. You can go from hand cash to Polygon, from Polygon to hand cash, from vice versa, all of those amazing options. Now, this is important because if you know how to do this, you're going to be able to manage and operate within Cryptofights. So, for Polygon, I recommend that you use MetaMask. For BSV, I recommend that you use Handcash. These are just recommendations. You can do whatever you like. All right. Now, if you need to top up, this is important because we all need gold, 100%. You can come to the game shop over here on the left. You can tap whichever gold that you like to buy. For today, we won't buy on this account because this is not my main account. But if you wanted to buy, you would just hit plus sign. You would hit buy one item. You would do credit cards and cash. You could do this, but I pay with my credit cards and cash. You'll hit continue. You'll hit continue again. Now, when you hit process, a pop-up is going to come up and ask you for your information to make the payment. Once you've done that, it will be credited to your account. If you have any issues, reach out to me, GM Peter Parker. I'm on Twitter at GM Peter Parker. Pretty much everybody knows me that plays Cryptofights. I will help you. So once you got your gold, you're set to start the game. So that's kind of like a brief rundown on some of the cool stuff that you can do. Oh, I give out vouchers sometimes for gold. You can redeem it right here in the gateway, and it will credit to your account immediately. Now, with that said, let us show one more thing here, your profile. This is going to show your fixed balance. This is going to show your CFS balance. So CFS is your in-game gold. Fixed balance is going to be a second currency that you can have to transfer between games. Other games that are going to connect to the gateway very soon. So with that said, guys, I think that's a nice rundown of the gateway. You've gotten your game connected. You're good to go. Let's jump back over to the game. And what I'm going to do really quickly, we're going to jump back over to the game. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to log into the gateway and I'm going to show you guys how we're going to get that gold over. Okay, hold on for me, because we have to connect our correct account today. We had the wrong one in there. Connect Google, use another account, use that account, and I'm probably going to have to pull out my authenticator. Oh, while we're on that subject, guys, make sure you have authenticators on everything. Do not, in 2024, not have an authenticator to protect yourself. That is so important. It takes 5 seconds to download Google Authenticator. Two-step verification is always something you should have and you should practice. It'll pop up. It's going to ask you to log in. That's two-factor. Very important. And I'm going to get logged into my account. Fantastic. We're going to get connected. And you know what? Just for the sake of science, I'm going to show you guys how to buy gold. I do believe at some point I will have to hide the screen, but that's okay. All right, game shop. We are going to go ahead and get 2,000 gold ready for tomorrow. So we already got it there. Let's buy it. Okay, that's good. Process. Process. All right, process. Now, I'm going to probably have to hide it here for a second because I use a offshore bank account and it has a scanner, which basically is just me scanning. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our email address in here like this. We're going to use prompt pay. That's just my preference because my bank is, like I said, has a scanner, and I much more prefer that. So I'll take care of my transaction real quick, and we will be back to look at how it went. And while I do that, I'll put you guys on BlueStacks again. Okay, hang tight real quick on that BlueStacks. It's being weird for a second. All right, we're good. BlueStacks is logging in, and I'm gonna show you guys real quick while I pull up my bank here and I start scanning this. All right, let us. Oh, of course, that's right. I love this new thing that banks are doing. They're not letting you log into your bank app while you're on a Wi-Fi. Oh my God, I love that. So of course we're gonna make a dwarf. Of course it's gonna be literally just this absolute Giga Chad dwarf with a mohawk. We're going full Onyx skin. That's my favorite. Reminds me of OG RuneScape. We're gonna go straight up. I can't click. Weird. It's not letting me click strength or int. What have I done? Okay, there we go. So we're gonna go 14. We're gonna go 10. Oh, we gotta go fix the hair. Can't. We can't nah, we can't not have the Mohawk. All right, there we go. 14, 10. Honestly, it'd probably be a lot easier to hit a positive strength bonus if we take the 1499. We're just going to do that. We're going to name him Dunk. No, we have to go GM Peter Parker. GM Peter Parker. Okay. Now, I'm creating this character because I want to show you guys how fast the gold's going to reflect into your game account. So, yeah, let's get that. Let's get that out of here. I think I've hurt my mouse. I've done something here. Hold on, I gotta restart. Okay, I'll look into that later. I don't know what's going on there. Let's go ahead. Let me buy the gold right now. Okay, we have bought the gold. We are confirming the payment. By the way, it is discounted right now, so this is the best time to buy gold. As you can tell, we got a lot going on Cryptofights. It's a lot of fun. It's interactive. Everything is great. Now, I've bought the gold. Let me see if I can show this to you guys. Okay, I can. So let's really quickly replace screen, fix gateway, boom. All right, so we just bought the gold. I just bought 2,000 gold. Super easy. It was super easy. Let's go ahead. There it is, 2,200 gold on this fresh account, by the way. We are going to get logged in. While I do that, it was super easy to top up. Never a problem that I suffer with. So very happy with that. And yeah, let's jump in game. Let's reflect that. Let's see how fast it took. It is literally within seconds that you are able to jump and buy, sell, trade, reflect within the game that fast, you guys. It's absolutely insane. The gateway is so phenomenal, and I don't want anyone to miss out on that. So, with that said, here we are, level 1. And if you see in the top right here, we've got 2,200 CFS. So, that's it. It's that easy to get NFTs, to buy gold, to get your game account connected with Cryptofights on the gateway. Let's jump in and let's start talking about Cryptofights. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to notice when you start Cryptofights is character creation. It is the sole basis of every game. And in Cryptofights, we've got 3 races: dwarves, elves, and humans. Dwarves, they start with 1 resistance to mundane damage. So that's going to be like 2-hand swords, slashes, bludgeoning, piercing, all the goods. They also get 2 extra strength. So they'll start with 9 instead of 7, which is super strong. Very powerful right now. Elves, they're going to get +2 evasion to dodge easier, which is always incredible, especially in a game where, if you've played D&D, you know how powerful evasion can be, how annoying it can be to people who don't have evasion, right? Now, they'll start with lower stats, but that's okay. They're pretty much always going to get the first turn. There's a very rare chance that they don't. Humans. Now, they're going to have +1 to all stats, all their abilities. They don't get any special bonuses, but they just get a lot of stats. 888 versus 777 versus 977. So as you can see right there, humans do get the edge just a little bit. Now, for us, we're going to stick to dwarf. I'm not a big fan of elves and humans. I mean, I've seen Lord of the Rings. I love Lord of the Rings. Dwarf for life, man. Dwarf for life. Let's go, dude. All right, we're going to go 14. We're going to go 10. We're just going to, you know what? We're going to take 9 in. Because what we're going to look to do is we're going to look to equal out our stats with gear, so we can get out of that negative dexterity and negative int. So we're going to name this guy, I want to play Cryptofights. I guess it would be better if we actually spelled wanna play Cryptofights. All right, guys. So we just made our first character. What in the hell do we do? Definitely not taking the quarterstaff. Has a low hit chance, and the bow is just not built out for a dwarf. What we're actually going to do is we're going to jump in here and look at the settings. So you'll see now we've got a big map here, and at the bottom right we have a menu button. Now this menu button, we have everything in here that you're going to need to be successful at Cryptofights. First, we have the fighter. So we click this. It takes us to the fighter screen. Here, you can view your stats. So my character has 13 HP, 14 strength, 9 dexterity, 9 intelligence, an initiative bonus of 1. Speaking of elves, theirs would be 10. Our evasion is 9. Elves would be 11. And our crit chance is 1. So that's our starting stats. We have a practice short sword equipped. It is a main hand 1d6. So when our weapon damage rolls, it's going to roll a die that is 1d6. So you can hit up to a 6. But that will also have other modifiers in there. So let us check out our inventory. The 4 buttons there at the bottom, one is going to bring you to your inventory. Now, illusions are cool little drops. They're like custom skins that you would see on League of Legends if you play that. Provision's going to have your components. That's going to have components for crafting. Crafting is an update that we're going to have here in maybe 1 or 2 months. Now, head. Head is going to be a armor type that is going to come into the game alongside crafting, probably. That'll allow you to wear helmets to give you more stats, boost your strength, all the goodies. Armor, obviously what armor is going to be armor that you wear to make you stronger. And our weapons. Everybody knows what weapons are. And yes, you can duel with them. Now, I do recommend if it's your first time playing Cryptofights, go ahead, make 2 characters and grab 2 practice short swords so you can duel them. Dual wield them. Now, what we're going to look at next is our skill tree. All right, we got a lot going on here. Now, when you first open this, you might get a little overwhelmed. Please don't be overwhelmed. We've got to take it slow, and we got to look at what's going on. All right. Attack is just a normal attack. It's a 1d20 roll. Anytime you use it, you're going to hit with this roll. You roll the dice for each weapon. So if you have 2 weapons, you're going to roll twice. Your first hit, then your second hit. Now, hide is going to hide you from your opponent. So this means when you're hidden, your opponent has to roll to find you. Sometimes this can be really hard to find people. Very hard to find people. And sometimes it can be very easy. Now, focus. Focus is a very powerful ability, as it does double your intelligence. For mages, this is like night and day. The things that this does is absurd. If a mage has 25 in, he's going to go to 50. If a mage has 20 in, he's going to go to 40. It's insane. Now, let's go over some abilities, as I feel like that's really important. All right. We're going to start with the big abilities. Scoundrel. Now, Scoundrel is an ability that will give you 3 different abilities. It sounds like a lot, but just hear me out. So the first one is going to be a passive ability. This is one that cannot be put on your bars. Shadowy. When you start the battle, you're going to be hidden. This is super powerful for mages, for archers, even for melee. This can be one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful abilities in all of Cryptofights. Now, we're going to have Dirty Fighting. Dirty Fighting is a okay ability. It has gotten weaker due to hit issues. It just attacks. It does not allow for crits, and it takes 1 off your hit, but it does 1d4 damage of the weapon's base type. Now, Sneak Attack's a bit stronger, as it does do 1d6 plus 6 of the weapon's base damage type, and it only applies to your main hand, and it's only usable when you're hidden. Or if you upgrade it to improve Sneak Attack, it's way stronger, and as you can see, it does 6 plus 1d6 plus 1d8 of the weapon damage, plus it will proc affixes, and that'll work with any weapon that you have. Now, if your enemy is under disadvantage, or let's say you're inspired, or if the enemy is marked, or you've taunted them, or you're hidden, you can use this ability to attack. If they are not under any of those circumstances, you will not be able to use improved sneak attack, and trying to perform a regular attack. So let's move over to ambidextrous. Now, within the recent balancing update that we did, we added hit penalties to dual wield. To overcome that negative hit, you have 2 options. Option 1, you can use ambidextrous. This will give you +2 to your hit when you swing your weapon, per hit. So if the negative hit is -2, -1, this will put you back in the positive. Hit is important because hit will help you find and attack people. Whenever you make an attack on someone, you check their evasion. It's called DC in our combat log. And if your hit fails to meet that number, you will not hit the enemy. You will miss. And this can be very, very frustrating in crypto fights. It is the most important thing is being able to hit your opponent, because if you can't hit them and they can hit you, you're going to die and you're going to lose. So this covers some of that hit. The other option for hit is a affix that can drop from PvP or Stormcrest Fjord. It's called Predator. Predator will give you +5 to hit. That is a ton of hit, and it stacks. So you can have Predator weapons, that's 10 hit, and ambidextrous, that's 2. 12 hit. Yeah, you can imagine. You're really not going to miss that much. All right, let's go next. Strike. Oh, this is one that I love. So right away, this is an ability that's used with daggers. You will not get anything out of it. If you try to put a club in your offhand, you'll do 3 hits instead of 4. Using Strike allows you to hit 4 times consecutively, proccing bursts and any other affixes you may have. This can be one of the most incredible abilities and literally just one-shot people. Now, it's important to understand that there is no dexterous hit modifiers that will help you for daggers, but if you crit, you're guaranteed to hit. So it's important to know that if you run an affix like Deadeye or you have Surgical, you're getting plus crit chance, and these plus crit chances will let you get a higher chance to crit. And if you crit with daggers, you are going to hit 100%. Now, that only works if they're not hidden. If a player is hidden, you have to find them and hide to get them out. That can be frustrating, but we'll get to how to deal with that later on. So let's go to the next ability, Stab. Stab is only usable with piercing or slashing. So we're looking at like pike. We're looking at pikes. We're looking at daggers, just, piercing or slashing. When you hit with this, you're going to stun for 1 turn. They're going to be stunned for 1 turn. So you're going to stun them. They're going to get their turn. They're stunned. Then you're going to get your turn, and then they can act on that turn after they're stunned. So 1 stun turn, they are not able to act. And that's a pretty basic ability. That's just what it does. It's just a stun. It gives you 1 chance to breathe, and maybe that 1 chance is all you need. All right, next up, unarmed. Oh yeah, the Bruce Lee. We love the Bruce Lee. Unarmed basically turns your fist into heavy, brutal weapons. Now, these are going to turn your weapons into dual-wield, brutal weapons. However, it's important to note that it will not work with ambidextrous because it was not before you use this ability. So if you combo unarmed with an ability like improved sneak attack or gore, even improved power attack, you're going to need some kind of hit. And currently, there are not many options for that, so it's not as strong. You would need a chest with Predator, but that is discontinued. Now, in the future, with amulets, which is our helmets, and crafting, you may be able to come up with something to support this better. But I can tell you now, this is not that strong of a pick, so I do recommend staying away from this if you're planning to level to 15 in PvP. You are going to have issues with hit, and just overall, it becomes very weak later on. Now, for leveling, oh hell, it is so strong. All right, let's look at Strong. Strong is going to give you a strength modifier from level 1. Level 2. Now, let me tell you why this is so strong. Every level that you level up, your character is going to do a 1d4 roll plus your strength modifier to determine what the health is going to be of your character after that level. If you take Strong at level 2, you will have a higher chance for more HP at every level. And we'll get into why this is not a bad decision at the beginning. And the reason for that is, I'll go ahead and tell you now, in case you're watching this and you just don't want to skip forward. You can sacrifice this at 10 and you will not lose all of that HP. Huge. Very big, especially when health is so important. All right. We'll talk about that later, though. Let's jump down to Vengeful. Vengeful is a very plain ability, very simple to understand. If a player hits you, they're going to get 2 stacks of Curse, which means they're going to take damage at the end of the turn. This can be incredibly powerful. If you kill somebody with this and they kill you, let's say they kill you and they got 2 HP left, and you take them out with Vengeful, you will both do a roll, and whoever rolls the highest will come to life and win. That's it for Vengeful. Very straightforward. All right. Let me really quickly. Okay. Didn't want to miss those messages. All right, here we go. Stun's next. So we take a look at Stun. Stun is a crazy powerful ability. It stuns the enemy for 2 turns. Now, this isn't like I stun you. I'll tell you exactly how this works. If you hit them with stun, their turn to, let's say we start with you. You stun. All right, it's their turn. Turn skipped, they're stunned. It's your turn. Their turn. Skipped, they're still stunned. Your turn. Their turn. They can finally act. So, 2 turns, they're not going to be able to go. In that 2 turns, you can literally kill them very quickly in Cryptofights. Someone can go down very fast. And we'll get into abilities that have that power to be able to kill people very quickly within those couple of turns. Now, it is important to note that unlike Stab, which allows for one-handed abilities, slashing assault weapons like pikes, etc., to stun, the actual ability Stun requires a 2-handed weapon, in this case, Heavy Brutal. So we're looking at 2-handed swords, a maul, even works with a quick staff. But that's it for Stun. Very simple, very effective. One of the best abilities in the game. Never sleep on that. Stun is an absolute monster. I have lost so many battles because of it. All right, Taunt. Now, earlier I said when you deal with an opponent, if they have high DC, you're going to have a hard time to get them out of hide. It will be almost near impossible. If a player starts with Phase Shift and you go to 21 DC, let's say you roll 1d20, you've got to roll 20 plus your strength modifier or dex or int, depending on if you're a mage, ranger, or melee, will have to roll 21 to get them out. This is where Taunt comes in. Taunt says, no, you're not allowed to stay in hide, brother. You pull them out of hide, and they are out for 5 turns, guys. For 5 turns, they have to face you. There's no getting away. So when you think about something really strong, a really strong combo, improved sneak attack, after the player is taunted, you can just sit there and hit that over and over and do so much damage to the enemy that it is insane, guys. So do not sleep on Taunt. If you're having problems getting people out of hide, bring Taunt and work with it. Charge. Charge is an okay ability. It makes all your weapons hit twice if they're 2-handers. So normally with a greatsword, you can hit 1 time. If you use Charge, you can hit 2 times. If you have a quick staff, which naturally has Swift, it still should only hit 2 times. I want to say 100% it should still hit 2 times, and that's the same with brutal unarmed weapons. So unarmed and quick staff should only hit 2 times because they naturally have Swift. All right. And that's really it for Charge. Very simple. Not a lot of people opt in to take this because it's wasting a turn, and in that turn you can die. It's very fast-paced. Power attack. This is an absolute unit of an ability. Now, this one is just your basic. It's okay. But let's go to here. Now, improved power attack has the ability to literally do 100 damage in 1 turn. It works best with dual wield. You're going to need Predator and Ambidextrous, one of the 2, to be able to make up for that -5 to hit. Super important. Without that -5 to hit, you're looking at probably never hitting. But if you can make up for that, you can pretty much one-shot people. And this is a very simple skill. We don't need to talk too much on it. You press it, it does a ton of damage, and it has hit penalties. Make up the hit penalties with Predator or Ambidextrous. All right. Let's get into the One of our first god tier abilities, Durable. Durable is going to give you the ability to access so much more HP than you would have had if you did not take Durable. For instance, a player can go from 100 HP to 130 just off Durable. 80 to 130. You gain 2 HP per level. The level cap is 15, so that's instantly 30 HP. That is so much health. And that can definitely that can be the deciding factor of a battle. Literally, there have been so many PvP battles that I won with 1 HP that it just shows you how powerful Durable is. Now, once you've unlocked Durable, just like Power Attack and Scoundrel, it has an upgrade. Well, it has another unlock, Second Wind. Now, this one doesn't see much play now, but in the future, it may see a lot of play, as we're seeing abilities getting upgraded since we've entered Frost Ascension. Now, this is just going to heal you for a lot. It's going to do a 2d12 roll and add your strength bonus. So if you have like 8 strength mod and you do 2d12, strength bonus, I'm sorry. So you have like 20 2d12 plus your strength, so you could heal anywhere from like 20 to 40 HP. It'd be a ton. And you become inspired. Speaking of inspired, remember we talked about this, improved sneak attack is allowed to be used when you're inspired. So there's a lot there, guys. Super important. Now, let's look at Battlecry. All right. I personally have always liked Battlecry, and for what it does, I think it's powerful as hell. Not a lot of people use it, but I think in the right situation, it is strong. Battlecry inspires you for 6 turns. This means all of your attacks have advantage. This means that you can use improved sneak attack. It's just so good. However, people are opting out of this because now we have affixes on NFTs that are called inspirational, and they apply this just when you hit someone. So not opting into this is always situational. It's not necessary, but I think it's great, but it does not see much play. Just like Second Wind does not see much play. All right, Warfare. This is another god tier ability up there with Durable. Warfare bypasses all resistances. Nothing can hide from Warfare. I want you to think of it like true damage. If you've ever played League of Legends, have you ever seen Olaf, his E, it just goes through. There's no resistances to it. That is what Warfare does. And it requires Armored, which gives you resistances. Once you take Runesmith, you will unlock Warfare. All of your attacks will be Warfare. Now, if you have daggers and you unlock Warfare, you will lose your ability to use Stab, because you're going to go from Piercing to Warfare. So your weapon is changing. Just so there's no confusion about that. You will gain more resistances, +1, so you'll have a total of +2 across the board. Fantastic. This ability sees play in almost every single melee build. You'll probably never go a day in Arena without seeing this, period. Smite. All right. I've been asked about Smite a few times. Smite is a very basic ability. The target takes your warfare damage equal to your main hand die. It does go through everything. If a player has 5,000 evasion and nothing in the world can hit them, Smite can hit them. As long as they're not hidden, Smite's laying the damage out. So it's freaking amazing. And in the future, we may see an improved Smite. And if it does get improved, it is going to be a Titan to fight. But that's it for Smite. Very simple, very easy ability to use. Does not see much play now with Frost Ascension, as we are getting much more powerful. And we'll get into those abilities soon. Meditate. Still a powerful ability. Meditate is going to be like the tier 2 tiers below God tier. Meditate is going to make it where you cannot be crit, multi-attacks, and offhand attacks. You're immune to any kind of multi-attack. You cannot be crit. So if you fight someone who's running a crit build, I'm talking full Deadeye, this ability just tells them to suck it up. You can't do anything to me. Sorry, bro. This is like the bread and butter of the pain train. Like anybody that relies on crit, and there are so many builds that rely on crit, take this ability and laugh at them because they can do nothing to you. Now, it's important to understand, if they get the first turn, you have to use a turn to get this active. So if they crit you first turn, that meditate might not do nothing for you, man. It might be too late. If you lose 100 HP the first turn, there's nothing meditate did for you. But if you get the first turn and you get meditate up, guys, you are insanely powerful. And guess what? Meditate has a brother. Meet Mundane Protection. This will defend you against all attacks in Cryptofights that are melee. It literally halves the damage you would take. It is not a use ability. It is a passive ability. So it is active immediately. But if you take this, you have to take into consideration, Warfare will go right through that. Mundane Protection does nothing to Warfare. Powerful, powerful abilities. Situational, but they serve their purpose. Meditate, completely countering anyone that depends on critical hits. It is so good, guys. Now, remember, mages, oh boy, they can be such a pain. Let's go through their abilities. Let's go through some common abilities that you'll see when fighting mages and archers. One of the first ones we're going to look at is Slippery. Slippery is a very simple ability. All it does is add 2 evasion to your modifier. This is very strong. In a situation where you would have this would add 2 evasion that you would not have had, which means that players are now going to have to add 2 more to their roll to find you and hide or to hit you through your DC. It is just so good at helping you not be found. Now, remember what I said, hit makes up for that. So if somebody's got Predator and Ambidextrous, they're probably going to hit you. Slippery is probably not going to help that much. However, if you have Slippery plus Phase Shift, now Phase Shift, this one is a terrifying ability. It literally gives you a passive called Ethereal. And this passive adds your intelligence modifier to your evasion. Now, the modifier cap is 10. So if a player has, let's say, 20 int, they use focus, they now have 40 int. So the mod being capped at 10 just means that they won't be able to go over that cap, but they will reach that cap with no problem. And that whole entire cap is going to get added to their evasion. So if an elf is 13 evasion and he phase shifts after focus, he's going to be 23 evasion. He's going to get the full 10 mod. And that is so powerful. And that is where, yes, sir, Cleanse comes in. As soon as you see that phase shift, you can cleanse it. Take it completely off. It will be completely useless. It will be as if they just wasted their time, literally. Now, something to consider, Cleanse has a 4-turn cooldown. Phase shift has 7-turn cooldown. They can never get it against you if you have Cleanse. Never. It is such a counter. So if you see this a lot in Arena, make sure you got your Cleanse guy ready. It'll just be an instant win. Heal. Heal is straightforward. We won't spend much time on that. You heal based on a 2d10 plus your intelligence modifier. Straight up, simple, pretty big heal. It does not see much play. Cleanse does see play, and Phase Shift is one of the most used abilities in the game. Coat Weapon. It coats your weapon. When you hit someone, you poison them. They take poison damage at the end of their turn. We won't spend much time on that. It does not get... I've never seen it been used. It's just not strong enough to actually do anything at the time. It could always see improvements. So we'll put that down there at the bottom of the tier with like unarmed. Just not that good. Now, we have Surgical. It's just a critical ability. So you get 2 weapon hit bonus and you get 1 crit chance. It's pretty cool. It's really good for archers. It's really good for anyone trying to get crits, really. And it goes into Sharpshooter. Now, Sharpshooter at the moment is pretty underwhelming. And I'll be honest with you, if you take this, you're probably going to lose a lot. It's important that I be honest with you, and honesty says Sharpshooter is terrible. It could see play in the future if it's buffed or just gets some kind of improvements. But right now, you really only take it for crit chance, and I still don't think it would be worth it over some other things, but that's completely up to you. Being able to demoralize and mark your enemies is a powerful tool. It's just that bows are not in a powerful spot, so I don't think it's something you would pick. Now, this is a monster ability. If you're playing in a build where you dodge a lot and you have opportunistic, you'll become inspired after dodging. If you're using improved power attack, improved sneak attack, you can use that immediately on the next turn for free, hidden or not hidden. It'll add to your rolls to give you better rolls, more damage, more chance of damage. It's just so good. And this is really one of the top abilities in the game. You just have to find the right build for it. So, with that said, let's go over to Hex. Hex is a very good ability. You're going to want to take this. The Hex fighter's dexterity modifier takes a penalty equal to their intelligence modifier. So throwing this on a mage is a hell yes in my book. Take it if you're having problems with mages. But cleanse should be more than enough. Hex is just there to just do what it does. Curse, you perform a 1d20 intelligence roll. If the result is equal or higher than the opponent's perception, target becomes cursed. At the end of their turn, they'll take necrotic damage. So that's kind of bringing you back over here to Vengeful. It puts a curse on them. They take damage at the end of the turn. It starts to stack up, and it becomes more damage. It's pretty nice. Not a bad ability, but having to unlock it can be a lot of trouble sometimes. So let's get over to Elementalist. All right. Elementalist is going to unlock 3 abilities: Burn, Shock, and Chill. Burn just puts a burn on them, damage every turn. They're burned. Chill is going to demoralize the target. This is amazing because it makes them take really bad rolls when they try to hit, so they may miss a lot. It's just so good. Shock is okay, just does damage. It's got crit chance. It's okay, but you can upgrade that into Lightning Bolts. Now, Lightning Bolts, you look at these modifiers here, brother, you can hit so hard. Lightning Bolt can literally do 70s and 80s and just almost one-shot someone. If you crit, of course. Don't forget, meditate. You're immune to crits. Yes, never forget that. It is so good. Freeze is just like a little baby hit. Sometimes does 20, 30 damage. It can crit for 40 to 50, but it will stun the target for their next turn. So this can be powerful. You can hit a freeze into a lightning bolt. Very powerful. Fireball, just exactly what it is. Oh, I'm sorry. Burn is the one that does damage immediately. Fireball burns them after it hits them, and then they start to take damage per stack. Well, that is the basic skill tree. We're going to get into Frost here in just a second. Give me 1 minute. I got to check something. Let's take a quick break. I'll be back. All right, we are back. Let us continue. BlueStacks app player. Okay, we are continuing now. So here we go. Frost Ascension. Now, to do anything in Frost, you have to understand how Frost works. To get to Frost Ascension, you have to fight in the woodlands until you're level 10. Here, first boss, second, third, fourth, fifth. You have to defeat every single boss in the woodlands and get your character to level 10. Once you've done that, you're going to come over here to Stormcrest Fjord. You're going to enter there, sacrifice an ability, and then we will have access to the Frost Ascension skill tree. So, let's go over this. All right. First up, Winter Witch. Now, as you can see here, Winter Witch, it gives you Cold Strike, Improved Curse, and Improved Hex. Cold Strike. Spell attack creates a flurry of ice slivers in a straight line, dealing 1d4 cold damage for each level in Frost, and freezing the target for 3 turns. Insanely powerful. 3 turns of stun. Whoa, crazy good. Improved Curse will improve the curse ability. So now they're going to take 1 damage per stack, but now they're going to take 2 damage per stack. So it's going up. It just basically doubles your necrotic damage. Hex is going to attack and use your int modifier instead of your opponent's to determine the hex debuff. So if you have 10 int modifier, you're immediately going to get the maximum amount of debuffs you can get with hex. So Winter Witch is pretty damn amazing, and I would say it could be a powerful tool versus mages, but overall it has not seen much play. Let's go up the skill tree. Now, weapon Cold Weapon Specialist. Weapons that deal cold damage deal an additional 1d6 cold damage. Now, basically, all this is saying is whenever you hit with a weapon that has icy, any kind of cold burst, any kind of cold affix, it is going to do an additional 1d6 roll. So with dual wield, you hit with the first weapon, 1d6 is added to the roll. You hit with the second weapon, 1d6 is added to the roll. Not that powerful now, but I have a feeling around level 31 and 43, it is going to be a Titan. Chilling Blow. Main hand attack infuses with 1d8 cold damage and stuns upon critical hits. Cooldown 2 turns. Requirements 2 levels in Frost. Sacrifice 1 skill. In order to use Chilling Blow, you're going to have to sacrifice an ability. You're going to have to be level 12, and you're going to have to be in the Frost tree. So you're going to have to wait until level 14 to unlock this, more than likely. And you're going to have to sacrifice something. Seems like it's pretty good. It stuns when it crits, so it's like an upgraded version of Pinning Strike. Oh, you know what? We actually skipped Pinning Strike. That's the only one we missed, huh? Okay, we'll go over that real quick. We'll come back to that in a second. Pinning Strike. Basically what this does is every time you crit, you stun. If you have dual wield, it hits twice. This is really powerful. You can keep someone stunned forever, but if they have meditate, they're having a bad day. So then we have to look at Gore. Gore is a powerful ability right now. With two-handers, this can hit 70s and 80s like it is nothing. With unarmed, it can hit 70s and 80s twice. Gore is something you definitely will see many people playing with. It is very powerful. Do not skip on this. I highly suggest testing it. But let's get back on topic. We're going. Boom. Cold Blood. When activated, doubles the critical strike chance of your next sneak attack. This can be okay, pretty powerful. It does not see much play though, because improved sneak is not really in a good spot right now because of how powerful Gore and improved power attack actually is. So let's move on. Cold Arrow, ranged attack, usable with a bow. The weapon's base damage type is converted to cold damage. Critical hits cause freezing. So it looks like when you critically hit, you stun. And your weapon's base damage is turned into cold damage. So not too bad. Nice little support ability for archery. Ice Knife. This one's pretty nice. Spell attack. Create and throw a shard of ice. Make a ranged attack as if the shard is a dexterous precision weapon. The target takes 1d10 piercing damage, hit or miss. The shard explodes, dealing 2d6 cold damage. And it freezes the target for a turn. Deals an additional 1d6 cold damage. Absolutely powerful ability. You have to have 12 dexterity, 2 levels in Frost, and you have to sacrifice 1 ability as well. Ice Cold Aura. This is not available at the moment. It cannot be learned until level 16, and right now 15 is the cap. Cone of Cold. This right here, as of right now, if it crits, is the most powerful ability in Cryptofights. This is now the meta ability. This ability has the chance to hit 100 damage or higher, as well as allowing for you to attack twice in a same follow-up succession from Cone of Cold's use. On top of that, Cone of Cold will stun the enemy for 1 turn. Absolutely insane and powerful ability. 5-turn cooldown is not long enough. You more than likely will not survive this if you are stunned and crit by this. It is a must-have in every build, and this is what I believe to be the strongest ability in Cryptofights. Now, if you fight somebody with Meditate, though, and they press that, you're just going to have a bad day. So as you can kind of see, all the OP stuff kind of falls victim to Meditate if you get Meditate up before they use it. All right. Chill Touch. On a hit, the target takes 2d6 cold damage plus 1 necrotic damage. This spell's damage increases when on the 22nd level. We're not going to worry about that. It's an okay ability, not too strong. You cannot get this until level 16. Icy Prison. To me, this is a powerhouse ability. I love this. Second strongest ability in Frost Ascension. Maybe the 5th strongest ability in all of Cryptofights. The defender performs a strength save against the caster's perception score. If the defender succeeds, he is demoralized. That means he's going to receive reductions to his hit bonus, less chances to hit you. Incredible. So powerful. And if he fails it, he's going to get stunned for 2 turns. Not good for him. Icy Prison, absolute monster ability, 10 out of 10. Cone of Cold, 10 out of 10. As for Iceman, halves the damage you take. It's kind of like mundane protection. But for ice damage, you cannot get this until level 16. 15 is the cap now. So it's not something we can get. But guys, that's all abilities and Cryptofights. We did a nice breakdown there. I hope that you kind of got some insight to what's overpowered, what's the meta, what's weak, what's good. Um, that'll help you perform better. But while we're here, let's go over some stuff. So Cryptofights has 15 levels. In that 15 levels, you're allowed to pick an attribute, which is either strength, dexterity, or int, every odd level. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. You are able to pick an ability every even level. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Now, you can only have 4 abilities at any time in PvP or PvE. So you have to choose wisely. Don't go and pick 5 abilities that you have to use because you would have no use for that, as you would only be able to use 4. It is important to understand when you enter into Woodlands, this is where you're going to start. You're going to jump in and you're going to get your first battle versus Boggart. Now, every player receives 50 free gold within joining and starting Cryptofights. Over here, first thing you're going to notice is X1, X2, X3. We can focus. You normally don't want to do this. I'm just showing you focus. And settings, we have a settings button. You can turn off the music, turn on the music. Report, and we can hide. There's an auto. The auto will always use the first ability in your ability selection list. For us, it's attack. So we can kind of just play hands-free, relax, and let it do all the work for us. Let's level up together. We're going to hit a level right here. So we normally run XP boost all weekend. Right now, there's XP boost through pretty much the entire release of Frost Ascension and the weeks that were before that. After you win, you're going to see that you have 3 free rolls. Out of those 3 free rolls, you can roll the die, but you have to meet that 13 roll. We did not. So we failed our free roll, and now you'll have to pay gold to open your chest. Now, I will tell you this, if you're trying to play competitively, try to save your gold until you get into PvP or into Frost Ascension, as the NFTs that drop in PvP are going to be so much more powerful than these, but these are okay for, let's say, just leveling. They're not bad. So you've killed Boggart, you've started Cryptofights, you've got your game, your gateway connected, you've learned how to buy gold, you just killed Boggart. What's the first thing you want to do? Well, we want to hit that combat log. The combat log is going to tell you everything that happens in a battle. It's going to tell you your rolls. It's going to tell you the enemies. So a good example. I want to play CF uses attack. Boggart has an 8 DC. That is his evasion, 8. We rolled 2d20 plus 1. That's our strength mod there. And we rolled a 19 versus his DC 8. So we found him, we hit him, we killed him. Now, you're going to see here in the bottom right, level up. Let's level up. Okay, continue. And now we're going to pick an ability. For me, we're going to take strength or strong, because like I told you, we want to get as much health as possible, and we can sacrifice it at level 10. That is so important, guys. Now, once you've done this, you are ready for Cryptofights, guys. You want to get to level 15. The cap is 15. Then you can enter PvP. On Sunday, we have boosted rates. If you join us in PvP, you have a chance to win some powerful NFTs. Now, as far as getting NFTs, there's other options. You can buy NFTs from other players. We have them for sale on the market and on the hand cash. I'm going to share that with you, actually. Let's go look at that together. Okay, take the screen, replace the screen. We are going to go hang tight, fix gateway. Let me get hand cache loaded really quickly, just so you guys don't have to see all my logging in. All right. Okay, let's share the gateway. Are we live on the gateway? We're live on the gateway, guys. All right. So let's say you want to spend some money. All right. let's jump in. We're going to hit that market button. We're going to go to Ascension. We know what's powerful. I'm going to tell you right now. You need one Jaguar. They don't stack, but you need one. Good one to buy right now. 6 Matic. This Mystic Burst Fine Battle Axe of Jaguar. This fine leather armor of Strength and Jaguar. These are incredibly good. Ooh, so powerful for a new player. You will be doing so much. This Mystic Burst Maul of Jaguar with Gore does so much damage. So you can just come here and click buy now, like I showed you at the beginning whenever we made our account. And once that's in your vault, guys, that's in your vault. You own it. Now, buying NFTs on hand cash is just as good because here you're going to have access to buy that famed NFT I was telling you about, the one that says Predator. And yeah, you're going to see down here, these are the most powerful NFTs in the entire game. Lightning Burst Deadeye Predator Greatsword might be the strongest NFT in Cryptofights. That thing is absurd. Watchful Predator Mace of Frostbear, just as crazy. So, got a lot of options here. You definitely can pick them up to increase the power of your fighter if you don't want a PvP. But guys, as far as things go, man, that is the deep dive into Cryptofights. You can start playing today. It is not hard. Create the account, link it to the gateway, buy your gold, jump in, start leveling, boom, 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 jump into arena, PvP, face us, get insane drops whenever you win. Tomorrow you'll have chances to win legendaries, you'll have chances to win epics. All of those things are going to be boosted. The cost of arena is 15 gold per game. I hope to see you there. We'll be live tomorrow for some PvP. I look forward to seeing everyone. Once again, my name is GM Peter Parker. Thanks for coming, guys, and y'all have a wonderful day.